I loved how experiential it was. Honestly, like that was my favorite part. And it scared me at first because like the first class and it's like, let's start, let's jump in, let's get your power animal. It totally, I'm like, I don't know how to do this. I'm totally a beginner at this. But because it was experiential and you were like, you just do this, just do it. All of my doubt, like every time I was doubtful, I can't do this, I would do a journey or whatever, and I would do it, and I would get all this cool information and I would see all this amazing stuff and I'd realize, oh, okay, I can do this. And then if I would feel doubtful again, we would keep doing it. And I'd be like, why am I doubting this? I'm actually doing this. So the experiential part of just being like jump into it was key because I think I just would have been so much more doubtful for longer if we had kind of just like tiptoed into everything. So I
For
really liked
sure.
that. Yeah. I really loved the partner work and I'll tell you why. So, I mean, obviously just being able to practice with the partners, but I loved how we had different partners. It really felt like the way it would feel if I just had a totally different client, from day to
Yes.
day, because we'll have different clients all the time,
Mhm.
totally different personalities. And so, some of the people in the class have totally different personalities from me. It was just really good practice. It was just really good practice, like learning how to just organize things with just someone who's totally different and like being on an intimate level with someone who you don't know and who you're totally different from. Because, in our day to day lives, we don't generally become intimate with someone who we don't really feel like a
Yeah,
connection with. But
definitely.
in this, you kind of have to be intimate with someone if you're their partner and you're doing journeys for them. And so it was just like an even richer learning experience in
Mm-hmm.
that way. It's amazing. Like for so long, I was doubting myself. I just didn't think like that I was getting good information. And I mean, I'll just give you an example. Like I did a reading for Sylvie, for my daughter, a couple months ago. And I was just doing a general reading. Like she was like, "Oh, will you do a reading for me, mom?" And I'm like, "Sure, no
Aw.
problem. You're giving your consent." And
Yeah.
so I asked the guides stuff about certain things with her. And then I was like, okay, let me just think of something else. And I realized that she has issues with bug bites. Like every time she gets bit by a mosquito,
Mm.
skin swells up and it gets like
Aw.
hot and almost like it's infected and like really
Mm.
red and it's so painful for her. It lasts for like
Aw.
days and days. And the guides told me to go get some comfrey tincture for her. And I did not know what comfrey was. I had no idea what it did, but they were
Yeah.
like, get tincture of comfrey for her. And I went out and bought some, but she hadn't had a bug bite. Just 3 days ago, we were out. She got a bug bite. Her leg was swollen up like this.
Aw.
I put some comfrey on it. And within, I'd say 3 hours, it was like half the size.
Yay.
And the next day, it was
Yeah.
like, it didn't even itch anymore. And it was just like a tiny little
Aw.
spot. And that was amazing. And I mean, we know that the guides aren't wrong, right? But like, it was just such a confirmation for me. It's changed my life. I mean, really, it's totally changed my life.
Ah, I'm so
I
happy.
never before the course, I was just starting to kind of dabble in anything spiritual. Did not grow up in a spiritual household, never had any type of connection to any type of like spiritual beings or anything like that. And then like I heard about you from the Elevated Existence Summit and then just doing the course, I'm just like, I don't feel alone anymore. I just
That's
don't.
the beauty of spirit guides and
Yeah.
shamanism. That
Yeah,
alone.
with this extended the
Mm-hmm.
extended course and all of the journeys we did and all of the talking to guides, it was just like it just changed everything. I even had my grandmother come through randomly. That hasn't happened to me
Yeah.
before and it hasn't happened since, but like my grandmother came through from the other side and gave me this
Aw.
amazing message and this amazing advice. And when I told my mom, she just started crying. It was just this beautiful,
Aw.
I mean, she crying like beautiful, happy tears.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there was this connection. And so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have never been open enough for that to happen. Every time I would get with my partner, I would just, no matter who it was, we would just have such a great time and just share so much and like just these amazing, beautiful beings
Yes.
who have such unique perspectives and unique talents and would
Mm-hmm.
just give me like these really just special healings or just amazing insights and we would laugh and we'd be telling each other what's going on that week and there you just we just all had this connection, even though we're totally different people in totally different parts of the world. We just had these like this amazing connection because we're doing this work together. And again, sometimes it was hard with schedules and stuff, but it was just like completely invaluable practice. I mean, like you can't put a price tag on that. It was just really powerful.